Game number 2 currently underway. It is 1-0 in the favor of PandaBearMe, and the betting has been closed, guys. Really heavily favored, though, in the favor of PandaBearMe after that first game, and I can't blame anybody. But we had an upset before. Perhaps we'll have another one. However, spawning in the top left from No Dice Gaming. I think he's got the potential for it, Zeph. I really do. We'll see if he can pull it together, though. The Red Terror player, Spectre.
And his opponent from Integrity Gaming, the Yellow Zerg, up one in the series. It's PandaBearMe.
Now, it is worth noting, guys, that this is a double elimination bracket, so even if your favorite player goes out right now, they're not out of this tournament, they've still got a chance to come back, but the losers bracket's a little bit more rough to deal with than your average losers bracket. They're best of ones down there until I think the quarterfinals, so you don't have that best of 3 to fall back on. A little bit scary.
It is. Just a little bit, but hopefully whoever falls down in this match will actually be able to come back, because I've been seriously impressed with both these guys so far. Hopefully the next matches, I'm hoping to get the full best of 3 out of these guys, but hopefully the next matches are just as good as that, because, I mean, damn.
Well, you know, the thing that really makes me confident in saying that I think Spectre could win this was that second attack he segmented to the natural. He saw an opportunity, he saw an opening, and he seized it, rather than simply rallying across the map. Because how many times, whether it's WCS or Go for StarCraft, have you seen players just simply rally Marines and hope to overwhelm their opponents?
Yeah, I mean, tons of times. He's got the right idea. He's got the skills to pay the bills, so to speak. You can see that he's constantly looking for a way in. He's attacking the fourth as soon as the army's out of position, you know, dropping the main, all that kind of stuff. It's just that PandaBear was just a little bit too on top of it, and I guess maybe the map plays into it that way, because you can only move through the middle, whereas on this map you've got, what, like 4 paths to your opponent's bases?
Yeah.
Plus all that airspace, so maybe it'll go better for him.
Because of the multi-paths and the fact that you can reach a lot of bases from one position, swarm hosts are actually really nice on this map. But that being said, this is also a great map for siege tanks. It's a great map for reapers. You got this sort of this grand canyon in the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Your reapers can jump to safety away from lings. Siege tanks can be deployed on the high ground. There's nothing funnier than watching a Terran player fortify this middle base with siege tanks and seeing ultralisks try to get up there.
Have you? I don't know, like, how much you've seen from Spectre, but does he have a mech? Because this would be one of those maps where we do see Terrans throughout the mech.
This is the first time I've ever seen Spectre, so couldn't tell you. But again, it's one of those things where there's a lot of players who I think are very capable of meching, but Bio's more comfortable, because that's how we as Terran players have been playing for like 3 years. Mech didn't become a thing really until more recently, unless you're Goody or say Strelok, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens. I would not be surprised to see normal Bio play, but more and more Terrans have been throwing out the mech here and there, especially on this map. Even ones that do play Bio most of the time. So it'd be cool to see him switch it up and see how PandaBearMe actually fares against that kind of play.
Actually, you know what's really cool? We're going to just quick nod to mech on this map. I think it was Illusion versus Huck, so it's a TVP first off. But he made mech work on this map versus Huck of all people. That was... It doesn't happen often, but again, a lot of that plays to the strengths of the map. Whether Spectre's willing to go for that or not, it doesn't really matter, because Bio can still be effectively strong as well. Lots of dead space, lots of open areas. You can get a lot of drops off on this map undetected. And let's not forget, this is kind of like Scumbag Star Station levels of third base too, with that cliff. Drop in the middle line, pick up, go to the main, back and forth, back and forth. It's not fun to deal with.
Absolutely not. And he's being persistent with these Reapers again, trying to do damage where he can. He could eventually poke down that Queen. He got so close to killing it in the last game. But PandaBearMe doing a good job so far. And with that Queen positioning, he's going to make sure he gets the first hits off, getting that creep spread started as well. It's cool if he could actually deny the creep tumors with the Reapers.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that didn't really happen a lot of last game either. We saw him sort of controlling that northern part of the map on Habitation Station, but the south, the third, those ramps, they were never really dealt with. So Spectre didn't really have the same creep level control that I think he thought he did. But diving in for that one.
Yeah.
Nice
we do actually have a Roach Warren finishing up. We don't have the third or anything just yet. So with all this money that he has, he can make a bunch of roaches and head across the map, see what he can do.
Oh, wow, this is going to be that bust. And this is what I was talking about too last time for Spectre. He doesn't have the wall up typically in time to deal with this. So there's not going to be a bunker here. There's not going to be Marines inside of it. He's only going to have Hellions. And if he sees the roaches soon enough, maybe he goes for some Widow Mines. Maybe he tries to hold on to this. But Hellions aren't how you deal with this. Oh my god, I think that Reaper misscouted the main too. He was looking for the Roach Warren, but it's in the natural, guys.
He hasn't even seen the other gas in the natural just yet.
Oh, it's a Roach Bane bust.
So, He surely knows something's going on though, because it's 7 minutes 30 and there's still no 30.
Nope, Spectre's. I think he's screwed. He's going for double engineering base right now.
Oh no.
And it's not even part of the main wall off, which still isn't complete, mind you. Bunkers need to come down, but even if bunkers come down, there's no way he's finishing time.
Well, what does he have to even put in those bunkers?
Right, it's one Marine. He's pumping a couple out. Now he's got a siege tank, though. I like this better. A siege tank.
Yes.
He might lose everything in the natural base, but if a siege tank's in the main, he should be able to hold on to this game. But the Hellions have got to do something to buy him a little bit of time. He's trying to knock down the rocks, which is cute, but that's not happening this century, sadly.
This century, yeah, true that. And actually, PandaBear does have an Overlord near the main base in the bottom right-hand corner there of Spectre. So if the siege tank is too close to the ledge, you could bring it over and actually snipe it.
Actually, I like where he's putting it right now. That's actually a pretty good position for it. A little bit maybe more inward perfect, but still, he's already pre-pulled the SCVs. Banelings are here to bust those bunkers, to bust through the wall. The Hellions should have been on the outside of the soaking those hits, but as we see the wall crumbles, he's got to lift up those supply depots. But the siege tank should be able to hold this. Spectre not going to be out of this game. Master preparing the bunker. More Banelings coming to connect to those SCVs. But he should be in this game. Stim's completed, or oh wait, he canceled Stim. I take that back. I forgot he swapped over for the siege tank. So cutting that last Baneling around, Spectre holds the all-in really nicely. He lost 5 workers, guys. Count them. 5 workers to this.
I guess he scouted at just right time. I thought, you know, still he wouldn't quite have enough to hold that off without taking a lot of damage, but I'm completely wrong in that.
The critical thing there was canceling the Stim. Making that sacrifice is not easy to do because it's such a critical upgrade. But getting that siege tank out single-handedly saved. Look at 17 kills on this. This siege tank is the only reason he's still in this game. Boys and girls.
Yeah, that's a crazy amount of kills, actually. Oh my goodness. And he still has a Hellions, too, so he can still deny creep. He can still deny the drone when it comes out to take that third. He can still fry Lings. He's actually in a pretty good position, and here's PandaBearMe going, oh man, now all my tech slate, I'm not going to have upgrades for ages, and his 1-1 is finishing. I mean, he doesn't know that, but he can assume that the upgrades are on the way from this point.
And he's taking the third. Like, again, this is more reasons I have a lot of respect for Spectre to take this series, but still playing hard off of 2 bases for the time being, only just now taking this third. PandaBearMe, rarely do you find a Terran player who gets this lucky in not only in defense, but due to the lack of scouting. Again, missing that Roach Horn with that Reaper was huge. But oh, this tank, oh no, this tank is so exposed. It's not his only tank, thank God, but this tank is so exposed where it is.
There's not that much out anyway for the Zerg. I mean, he's got a few Lings coming out, but is it really worth losing them just to see if he can pick off some units? No. So he's going to get out of there, and he's going to be really dismayed to see that third base in there. Obviously, he knows that he went third CC anyway, but, you know, if it's actually mining from its own set of minerals, then that's a problem.
Okay, so let me tell a story real quick. Once upon a time, Terran players loved going Marine tank, and it would win them a lot of games. But that was back in Wings of Liberty. Mutalisks were still a problem then, but they're not nearly as big. They weren't nearly as big of a problem as they are now. And the reality is, the reason you guys don't see tanks a lot in this matchup is because it's so hard to cover those tanks and keep units spread and deal with Banelings and multitask all at the same time. So a lot of the times you're pulling back and your tanks are just left there on the front lines. Mutalisks pick them off for free, and I kind of fear that's what's going to happen here for Spectre. So I'm not sure if he's going to continue to invest in tanks. He has gotten 4 out, and I like the 4 tanks, don't get me wrong. But I really think he's got to start getting some Widow Mines up behind this. And if he plants, like, my favorite bait on Reddit, it was the coolest thing ever. Someone put down 4 Widow Mines and sieged a tank on top of those Widow Mines. So the Mutalisks dived in, they all got wrecked. But
that's so smart.
Double drops here towards the main. Good positioning here on the third. Really abusive spot to try and take a fight.
Yeah, this is exactly what he's talking about. And PandaBear right now is going like, oh man, really? He's got 10 meters coming out and another 20 Lings, but it's actually going to be a while before he can deal with this. He's got to be careful. The meters popping out could get shut down right away. One gets lost.
There are Banelings completing though, so Spectre's got to be careful. He is spreading and segmenting out a little bit. Focus fire on this Banelings, really nice. Now he's got nothing to fear in the mineral. He's going to take out the Mutalisks. They will focus down that medevac, but it's kind of one of those at what cost moments because he's going to lose a lot to this. The main's going to be yielded. If he loses the spawning pool, oh my god.
Oh no.
Spectre.
Such nice moves for Spectre. Look at that position.
And he focus fires.
Get in here.
Good game is called. Spectre will bring it back 1-1, and we will get that third game we were both hoping for so badly.
Awesome. That was a cool game. It might have been a little bit short, a little bit quick, especially on PandaBear's side, not able to do the damage. But you know what? I am so happy to be going to a third game.
You know what? There's no better feeling for me, too, when I look over at my co-caster's camera and I realize we're both grinning like idiots because we enjoyed the game so much. So, Spectre, really well played. Bring it back from what looked like, I gotta be honest, I still thought he was gonna lose that game. Even after he recovered, I was a little bit worried. Well, no, I wasn't actually. After he held, you're kind of like, okay, Terran player's ahead, sure. But I mean, realistically, that was so scary for so long.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen in those positions, especially against when the plays are so evenly matched. But it is really, really hard to recover after that Roachbane attack fails. So, yeah, it happened. And we'll see. Polar Knight, third map. What's going to happen here?
I don't feel good for Spectre on this map. There are so few Terran players who seem to be able to win on Polar Knight, but that's because the third base for Terran player is so difficult to hold. If Spectre decides to play around 2 bases, and there's not a lot of Terran builds that do that, he may be able to pull out a win here. This is also one of the few maps. This and Apparition Station, I think, are the only ones you can do a triple bunker wall off if you go for an 11-11.
So yeah, I was actually thinking that.
Well, we'll find